President, you said...
When can we expect the Epstein documents to be released? The rest of them?
Which documents?
The Epstein files?
I don't know.
We've heard you talk about and brag about sexually assaulting women, grabbing them by their genitals without their consent. Atlantic City to stop at one of your casinos in the criminal case involving Ghislaine Maxwell, one of Epstein's traffickers. You partied with him in Palm Beach. You flew with him on his Lolita Express at least 7 times. You're on his flight logs.
In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 bombshell connections between Trump's shady past and this devastating Oval Office leak. The third one has even Republican insiders quietly panicking. We'll walk through the before Trump era, examine what this leak reveals about his time in office, and connect dots that major news networks are still missing. Trust me, you won't look at those old Trump Tower days the same way again. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Remember when Trump was just that guy with the weird hair who fired people on TV? The one obsessed with gold toilets and putting his name on buildings? Yeah, that guy. Turns out his whole business act wasn't just some TV persona. It was the trailer for the disaster movie that would become his presidency. Before he ever stepped foot in the White House, Trump had established a pretty clear pattern in his business life. He'd make these grand sweeping promises to contractors. Then when it came time to pay up, he'd just not do that. And if they complained, boom, lawsuit. He'd drown them in legal fees until they gave up or settled for pennies on the dollar. Classic Trump move, like a schoolyard bully who grows up to become
criminal cases and civil cases that were released. Donald, they have your name all over it. On the depositions, I see your name of victims that Epstein trafficked, saying that Epstein said he was on the phone with you and they landed in.
People were saying, oh, maybe it wasn't all, it was all.
Yeah, Donald, the question was not about the other files out there, which, by the way, you didn't even release them. You just released files that were already released.
And Director Patel is going to get us a detailed report as to why the FBI withheld all of those documents.
Okay.
You know, with everything involving Donald Trump,
well, still a bully, just with better suits. What's really wild is how perfectly this blueprint transferred to international diplomacy. The leaked documents show he approached talks with world leaders the same way he dealt with plumbers and electricians back in the 90s. We're gonna make the best deal ever, he'd say, then deliver nothing but excuses and finger pointing. Imagine treating the Prime Minister of Japan the same way you treat a small family business that installed marble countertops in Trump Tower. That's our former president for you, consistent at least. His famous catchphrase, "You're fired," wasn't just reality TV drama, it became the unofficial motto of his administration. The White House turnover rate wasn't just high, it was historically, ridiculously high. More than 85% of key positions saw multiple replacements. That's not normal. That's not even abnormal. That's what happens when your management philosophy is complete loyalty or get out. We had more secretary changes than some high schools have substitute teachers. The similarities get even creepier when you look at his record-keeping habits. Trump apparently kept 2 sets of financial books, one that showed lower values for tax purposes, hello, tax benefits, and another with inflated values when he needed loans. Sound familiar? It should, because that's basically how he handled classified information too. One set of facts for the public, another set locked away in bathroom closets at Mar-a-Lago. The man treats national secrets the same way he treated his property values.
You partied with him in Palm Beach. You flew with him on his Lolita Express at least 7 times. You're on his flight logs.
But we've really announced we're doing them in full transparency. You know, when we did JFK.
Where are the Epstein files, Donald? Oh, wait a minute. You were very close friends with Epstein. You said he was a great guy who likes women on the younger side.
Whatever's convenient for Trump at that moment. Former Trump Organization executives who've spoken anonymously about their old boss confirmed that his decision-making process never changed. Whether it was picking a carpet color for a casino or discussing nuclear capabilities, the method was identical. What makes Trump look good right now? What feeds his ego in this moment? What will get him applause from the room he's currently standing in? Long-term consequences consequences, national security. Those are problems for future Trump, who in his mind is just as brilliant as current Trump.
Speak to the Attorney General about that. I really don't know. I know that we've done the RFK. The Kennedy, Martin Luther King is out there very shortly, so we'll find out.
But you know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get us everything, and a source had told me where the documents were being kept. Southern District of New York, shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m. Thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course.
But here's where it gets really disturbing. The leaked documents reveal something specific that connects his past to our present predicament. Trump used identical language, the exact same phrases and negotiation tactics, when discussing classified nuclear information as he did when haggling over Trump Tower lease agreements. He literally approached nuclear secrets with foreign nations the same way he approached getting a better deal on marble lobbies. It's all just deals, he reportedly said to an aide who expressed concern about the sensitivity of the information being discussed. This man treated conversations about nuclear capabilities with the same gravity as deciding what color gold to use on his bathroom fixtures. Let that sink in for a minute. The same high-pressure sales tactics, the same exaggerations, the same I know more than the experts attitude. The same guy who overpromised on condo amenities was overpromising on matters of national security.
Let me start with the Epstein case, because there was an expectation that this was going to be bigger. You had the same expectation.
We all did. And the FBI handed over a couple hundred pages of documents.
To you by Epstein, a 14-year-old girl. Donald, we also know your statements as well. We know that you've said that you would use your beauty pageants to inspect women naked without their consent. We knew you were never going to release the Epstein files, but y'all continued with this farce. Remember when Pam Bondi said that the files were going to be released?
Trump's business history wasn't just an interesting backstory. It was a flashing red warning sign that almost everyone ignored. But he's a businessman. He'll run America like a business. Yeah, well, he did exactly that. Like one of his businesses specifically. You know, the ones with multiple bankruptcies, unpaid contractors, and a trail of lawsuits. So here's the thing. Trump's entire presidency was basically him running the country like one of his golf courses. When people defend him by saying he's a businessman, they're actually pinpointing the exact problem. Trump treated the White House like Trump Tower, a personal asset to extract value from. Unlike Eisenhower, who understood diplomacy despite his military background, or even Bush, who worked within the system, Trump never took off his businessman hat. What's truly troubling isn't what other embarrassing leaks might surface from the Oval Office. The real head scratcher is why anyone is still shocked when they do. Donnie Diapers gonna Donnie.